Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Let me tell you a story of a tragedy, of a solution, and of a happy ending redemption. As many of you know, Season 2 ended early. Kabam admitted to the fact that this was not intentional, and also seemingly explained that they understand that this has had a negative impact to players. For many, you missed out on 1,200 Battlegrounds tokens at the very minimum because you were unable to complete the solo objectives for the final day. For many others, you were robbed of an opportunity to try and place as highly as possible by doing your last day push, regardless of your plans, regardless of booked in holidays or, carefully scheduled planning. For some, this had no effect. Nonetheless, ever so gracious Kabam fully admitted to their issue. They said that they are sorry. They are working to ensure that it does not ever happen in the future. But alas, they did not want us to walk away from their post with nothing but empty words, but they wanted to give us hope and compensation. To make up for this, we will be giving all players a package of Elder's Marks, trophy tokens, and victory shields as an apology when the next season starts. So as the days went by, players were waiting patiently for the start of a new Battlegrounds season. Not only because they loved to play Battlegrounds, but also because Kabam had promised them a pack of goodies. They are, in fact, after all, making up for injustice inflicted upon their player base. And then, the promised day, the day of Battlegrounds' return, came to pass. And as promised, there was a new mail. The new mail that we can view in the game. Battlegrounds Season 3. But we can see that it's not just a regular mail. It has a mystery box, which means that there is something nice inside. Kabam is sending you something. It's not just a plain announcement. Kabam are being finally punctual, delivering what they promised on time. As soon as Season 3 started, here is the compensation that you players deserve for the injustice inflicted upon you. Rejoice, people. Rejoice. What is owed to you has arrived. And then, just like a bunch of children on Christmas morning, we tapped on, open the message. And then, just like a shithead bunch of children, we found a bunch of coal in our socks. Have we really been that naughty? Have we really been that bad to Kabam that every single one of us receives coal in our socks? Christmas stockings have never been so defiled as our mail inbox is with 45 Elder's Marks. For what you see, the size of compensation can be debated. Even the purpose of victory shields. Some people love them, some people find no use for them, and others are indifferent. Whatever, it's free, it's item. We should be happy about victory shields. Okay, fine. And then we see 1,200 Battlegrounds tokens, which is no less than most of us missed out on anyways. So this at this point seems less of a compensation and more of a bare minimum reimbursement for the stuff that we quite literally missed out. But the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come because now we put our hands on 45 Elder's Marks. And let's celebrate. Let's rejoice, because Kabam has given us 45 of these ever so valuable Elder's Marks. I wonder, how many matches will I be able to enjoy due to the Kabam's fixing of this injustice, due to Kabam trying to reciprocate to the loyal players. We are sorry. We finished Season 2 early. Here are 45 Elder's Marks. You can enjoy half a Battlegrounds match. Half a fucking Battlegrounds match. Like, okay. Okay, let's talk about this. Where do they get the gall? Including no Elder's Marks would be less insulting than Kabam sending out 45 Elder's Marks. So, Kabam thought that their fuck up that they had to publicly address, that definitely screwed over plenty of people, appropriate amount to make things right, to offer us hush-hush money, is to give us access to 1/2 of a fucking Battlegrounds match. Who the fuck does that? It's like, what kind of sick, sadistic freak would do that? Imagine, I don't know, you're in an arcade and the game glitches out. And you pull an employee aside and he gives you half a token. Pulls out a token of his fans, pulls out scissors and cuts the coin in half. You can play half a game with this. Who the fuck does that? I mean, again, we have two options here. Either somebody has shit for brains, and they literally are unable to leave the home because they do not know how to tie their shoelaces, and they probably require some assistance in wiping their drools. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm saying that's one of the possibilities. Or there is just some sick, evil, sadistic man-child sitting in that office and figuring out new ways how to fuck with the player base. I mean, realistically, I genuinely would love to hear one of the Kabam White Knights here discussing compensation and explaining in any acceptable shape why 45 Elder's Marks is a good amount to give to the players. Not even in the capacity of whether it's sufficient amount, but just in the capacity of, like, we're gonna give you half of what you need to enter a single game. I mean, I'm listening. I'm trying to hear the White Knights struggle in the comment section. Yeah, well, you should be happy you got even a single Elder's Mark, or even 5 Elder's Marks is better than no Elder's Mark. Shut up! Stop crying, they're free! I don't understand why everybody's so unhappy with Kabam. They're the bestest ever. It's a perfectly reasonable amount of Elder's Marks. Really? It's like, fuck off, you man-child. Who the fuck? And I understand my channel, unfortunately, has gotten reputation of at times being unreasonably harsh to Kabam. But yet again, time after time, when Kabam does something stupid, and I point it out, and I invite everybody and anybody, and this is the difference in between me and many other content creators, I will gladly hear opposing viewpoints. I will gladly discuss and debate, and I'll talk to anybody. So please, go ahead. Tell me how bad of a human being I am or how wrong I am, because I think this is fucking ridiculous. And yet again, this is a display of sheer fucking hubris and incompetence on a fucking colossal dimensional level. Or it's just Kabam being absolute fucking assholes. It's one of the two. You can't deny that. Either there's a fucking idiot in a chair, or there's an asshole in a chair. And again, I'm not specifically looking for any names or employees, because this is all over the place. It's one of the two things. This compensation amount was figured, calculated, approved, discussed. I don't know how they do those things. But ultimately, it is either something very stupid or something very fucked up in somebody's head. Find the third alternative. Honest mistake still falls in stupidity. You know, if I had to try and rationalize this, the person who sent out 45 Elders marks probably failed to follow the game that they work on and still thought that a match costs 15 Elders marks. And this, you know, I would be willing to bet 9-1 that that is the case. Whoever sent out that compensation thought that 45 Elders marks give you 3 matches. In which case it would kind of make sense. It would still be a shit compensation, but at least it would kind of make sense. But never you mind the fact that for well over a month now, it costs 90 Elders marks. So in other words, the person who was in charge about issuing Battlegrounds compensation doesn't give a shit about Battlegrounds, doesn't follow Battlegrounds. Got something else? Better story to tell? Let me know. I'm all ears. See you later, guys. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the next